everybody, welcome to Chic on the Cheap. Alright, so I love the look of homemade yarn jewelry, rings, earrings, bracelets, but I'm really not that great at crocheting or knitting. So I wanted to come up with a way that I could make some jewelry out of yarn and buttons and make it look really homey and homemade without having to knit or crochet. So today I'm going to show you how I made this. It's a yarn cuff that's braided, and I think it turned out kind of cute. And so I hope that you enjoy it. There's no knitting, no crocheting needed, but in the end it looks like you did a little bit of that. So check it out.
So first you're going to choose some yarn and cut yourself 3 pieces that are about 10 inches long each. You may not need to be that long, but it's a good starting point. Line them up so they're all together and then tie a knot at the top. And all we're going to do is braid this, so you want the knot to be kind of secure. So put the knot underneath something heavy, or I have an old sewing machine, so I just wedged it underneath the top of the old sewing machine. And then you're just going to braid it. Just do a very traditional braid. Take the ends or the outside pieces and bring them to the center, and just keep doing that over and over and over again until you make one long braid. Now I also like to use like a natural fiber yarn just because I think it looks a little more homey. So this is what your finished braid should look like, and you want to kind of test it while you're braiding to see if it's fitting around your wrist. And you do want to give yourself quite a bit of wiggle room because we're going to create a little bracket in the middle of the bracelet. Now to make that, we're going to use an old piece of cardboard. I just used a piece of Kleenex box that I had, and cut out the flat side of the Kleenex box. And then measure yourself a piece of cardboard that's about 3 inches by about 1.5 or 2 inches wide, somewhere around there, something that would fit nicely on your wrist. Then you're going to just measure that out and then cut out that piece of cardboard. So you have a little piece of cardboard that's about 3 inches by, I think I did mine 3 inches by like 1.5 inches. So next, what we're going to do is put hot glue on that piece of cardboard and then gradually wrap it with a piece of yarn. And you want it to kind of be sporadic. You don't want it to be perfectly wrapped. So wrap it diagonal a little bit and then wrap it straight, and make sure you keep applying glue so it's still hot as you go. So when you get to the end of your piece of cardboard, just glue a little end down and leave a little piece of cardboard not wrapped at the very end, because we're going to use that to secure the bracelet together at the end. So now take your braids. You should have about 7 or 8 braids. You can do as many as you want. I found that 7 was a good number, not too many to make the bracelet too thick. And then you're going to just glue them in place all down the side of the bracket that you've just created, just like this. So a dollop of glue, put the knot in the dollop of glue on one side of the cardboard form that you've made, and then just go back and trim off the ends. Then you're going to take that other end of the braid, and on the other side of your cardboard piece, you're going to glue the other knot down onto that piece of glue on that other side of your cardboard cutout. And just do this until you have all of the braids glued kind of like a loop to each side of your cardboard piece. Once that's done, go back and trim out any excess from the other side of your braids. And then what we're going to do is use that little excess piece that we didn't wrap, and we're going to put hot glue on that and then wrap it into a circle on itself and glue it together. And that's going to help us to create our finished bracelet. So just take hot glue and put a good generous amount of hot glue on that little piece of cardboard, and then just smash it together with the finished section of the cardboard. Hold it there for a while so it can kind of dry and cool, and when you're done, that's your finished bracelet. Now to make mine look a little bit more homey, I added a couple buttons onto the front of it. You could put whatever you want on the front of it, but I like the look of a couple little buttons. And when you're done with that, you are finished with your bracelet, and here's what the finished product looks like.
Thanks again so much for watching, guys, and we will see you right back here next week for more Chic on the Cheap.